Mike, turn your games down.
Welcome to a mini episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's hoarding all their wealth with me tonight?
It's a me, Vince.
Wow. It's Emanuel.
Oh, that was good. So we're here to talk about a game that
Wario was maybe the first impression I could ever do. I was with Mario Kart 64. Wow, Wario, I'm gonna win.
that was
actually pretty good.
I think that was the first time I ever saw Wario. Was that game?
Oh, Mario Kart 64? Yeah, 1997. That makes sense.
Huh.
Spoiler alert! I never
He burned
played.
Fast and Bright. Yeah, you never.
any of
Oh,
these.
spoiler alert. Yeah. So what are we playing, Mike?
Talking about Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3, developed by Nintendo,
okay.
R&D 1, published by Nintendo, came out in 94.
Yeah.
Was it 94 or was it 93?
It's 94. It's like March 94.
It's 94?
part of-
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I
part
saw
of
it.
my. If you
Japan
listen
is
to
also
the,
94.
this year in gaming. Oh, is it really?
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wario came out like
Yeah.
hard, and Wario came out like hard and fat because there was like Mario Land 3 or Mario Land 2 is where he debuted like as your villain,
Mm-hmm.
and he, you remember the commercials, at least in America, were like, the forget Mario, obey Wario, and he like stole Mario's castle and he like destroyed his land on Mario Land 2. It's a fun game, right?
Good times.
And then he comes out like immediately with Mario and Wario, which we don't get. And then he gets Wario Land and Wario's Wood, like Wario's Woods, like all in like a 93, 94. Like it's crazy how fast
Damn.
he was like just like instantly huge. Yoshi had a very similar trajectory.
Yeah, but
in that
Yoshi
time
was
period.
a cooler character.
Yeah, but like Wario's Woods was the one NES game with a ESRB rating, and that was December 94. And then he had Virtual Boy Wario Land by 95. Like it's crazy, and he was in Mario Kart by 97. Like it's crazy how fast he became huge.
I knew very little of this. I knew of this series, but Warriors Woods. I never knew about the Virtual Boy thing because I played Virtual Boy once in my life. So
Yeah, were you? You weren't much of a Game Boy boy though.
I was, but I had my certain games. I had my Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon
That's a little
Silver,
later, okay.
I had Kid Icarus, Mega Man 1, the Wily, whatever the hell it's called,
Yeah,
Kirby's
Wily Wars.
Dreamland 2,
yeah.
Land 2. I had certain games, and those were my games, but I just never I didn't have like a large. The SNES was the one where I played a large library of stuff from other people and things.
Okay.
And I love Game Boy.
Well, I had like a crazy daycare with like a bunch of probably like in retrospect really rich kids because we would all roll up with our like our Game Boy cases that were like a hard shell that looked like a Game Boy and you could put like 10 games in it or something, and we all had 10 different games. So we were playing like everything, like Ninja Turtles, Tiny Toon Adventures, Revenge of the Gator, Mario Land 2. And I'd play games for my friends, because we just like play them like during summer camp or whatever. And then I would then be like, okay, well, Mom and Dad, I really want this game. But I played Mario Land 2 like to death because, that was my first big Game Boy game. I loved, I got to Wario. I 100% of that game several times. And I remember getting to daycare one day in like, I guess it was March 94. And it was after school, and they were like, we got Wario Land. And I'm like, there's Wario Land, Mario Land 3. And I'm like, when the fuck did this game come out? I never heard of this shit. There's a Wario game? What? And it's called Mario Land 3? Let me see that. They'd already gotten, like, in that day to the lava boss that breaks the bridge. They'd already gotten that far. And that's where they had pretty much, like, hit, like, a difficulty spike. But, like, that was my experience with Wario Land 1, was just being completely blindsided that the game even existed. And then like a couple days later, my Nintendo Power showed up saying like, "Hey, yeah, this game's out." But it was a crazy time to have
a little too late
to see such a game. I was excited. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, that was my experience meeting Wario Land 1. I'm probably sure I beat it, my friends' copies, before I asked for it for my birthday a few months later. Probably what happened. So I'm very familiar with this game.
Okay. I have no history. That's all.
Yeah, I have no history with this either. Like,
really?
This week was I never played this. I played Mario Land, Super Mario Land 2, which is like when we covered that years ago for the show. I said that was like one of my favorite Mario games, and I think I may have played Wario Land 2. I think I definitely have beaten Wario Land 3 and 4. I'm having a fuzzy memory if I have beaten Wario Land 2. So
because 2 Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, I think, right?
No. 2 is both black and white Game Boy and then color, like pretty much at the exact same time. And then it's a black cartridge that can play both.
Oh yeah.
And 3 is like actual Game Boy Color with the transparent cartridge.
Yeah,
and
so
all
it's
that.
GBC
Oh,
only,
okay.
and then 4 was like a launch
GBA.
window-ish GBA game.
Yeah.
And that was like the Messenger where you have to beat the level and then run back to the front
Oh
of the
my
level you just beat. So that's a fun one.
Play that.
Oh God! Why is it that every time that I'm in the podcast, the messenger gets brought up? Mike, we
I know.
need to do the messenger.
No, I agree.
I don't even like the Messenger. I'm like, oh, I see.
Oh.
The Messenger's
What?
doing nothing special. It's just borrowing Wario Land 4 mechanics. I see how this
That
is.
changes what
I
I was
love
going to
the
ask
Messenger,
you.
so.
I know you do. Yeah, I need
But yeah,
We
like
do
so and Wario Land 2, because this is one of those situations where like I got really good at the game. So like I beat Wario Land 2 like in the rental period and I never came back to it. That one's a lot different than this one. This one's pretty much
way
like
different.
Wario Land 2, they're fucking with the formula. They're like, let's not have lives at all, which is crazy for like
Mhm.
1996, 1997-ish.
Yeah, that is.
I guess 97, 98, because Game Boy Color was then.
Yeah, but
They're like, and it's all like
It's-
transformations. Like you get crushed by a hammer and now you're flat and now you can go through different things, or you get burned on by lava and now you can light shit on fire or something like that, or you get stung by a bee and now you can float.
Oh, okay. So I've
and-
seen stuff from
Yeah.
that game. I realized what it like. I knew very little about this game going into. Like, I was surprised that this game is very much like a Mario, with different power ups.
Mhm.
Well, but-
This game's leans more towards Super Mario Land 2, but there are
Yes.
some things that will lead eventually to like Wario Land 2. Like it has some things that lead to what became more of the staple of the at least 2 and 3, because then 4 does away with it and it kind of reverts back to Wario Land 1 in a sense.
Mhm.
So it's an interesting journey of these games.
This was a fun
Wario
game.
Land, Wario Land 1, Mike, you're right. And Emanuel, you're very right that it borrows a lot from Mario Land 2. Like the power ups even kind of match. Like I didn't realize that Wario had a small form, which is hilarious to me.
Oh, it is hilarious
you
when
know,
you get it.
Because you start off as Super Wario.
Oh,
and then you get knocked down to
Okay.
a small
You mean
form.
when you get okay?
You never
Which
got hit
is
with
the
a
opposite of
rewind.
Wario.
Huh?
No, I got hit. I had to set up the rewind specifically for this game because I was like, I do not like this mini Wario. I need to be full Wario, full wow at all times.
But it's funny that the small Wario, when you beat a level at the end, the game just like, fuck it, you're Big Wario again. And then when you die, you turn into Big Wario. Unlike Mario, who always starts as small Mario, you always start as Big Wario, regardless.
I thought
It's
that was
really
nice touch.
interesting. I agree. And then the power-ups match up almost identically. Like Mario has a fireball in Mario Land 2, and Wario has like a dragon hat that shoots fire. And then he has a carrot, that gives him, bunny ears to fly. And in this one, he has a jetpack that also allows him Wario to fly. So it's pretty much like verbatim.
Once I got that one, I never took it off. Anytime I found any of the other hats and I accidentally took them, I was like, rewind. I want the other one to just soar.
It's very contrary. Yeah.
I would switch hat because I thought the game wanted me to. So I would actually use things like, oh, the game's telling me I should use this. No, the game just does random shit for no reason.
I don't think the game is that smart, for one.
It's not.
No, you're giving the game too much credit.
There's definitely a few boss fights where I think like I have to have Wario's charge or I can't do this. Small Wario can't do this. And on that boss fight, there's like, I think it's the penguin. They're like, fuck it, there's a door here. You can just leave. Like you can beat the level. You don't have to kill the penguin because you can't kill him. I think as Small Wario. I don't think you can hurt him. So it's like I feel like the game is
Most of
like
the boss
compensating.
grab whatever they have, throw it at them.
Yeah. It's I don't feel like the game is particularly complex in that way. And then the flying, though, the brilliance of that, though, is it's kind of like Kirby, where yes, you can completely cheese the level by just flying over the whole thing, but then you won't have 10 coins to be able to buy your way to end the level. So
I always made sure that I got like 10 coins, and then I was like, okay, now let's zoom.
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys did not cheat with the coin counter glitch in this game.
I didn't know there was one.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so here's something that I've retained for over 30 years. If you press start, if you pause the game and then press select 16 times, you'll get a little block around your life counter. And then if you hold B, you can press up and change your lives to 99. Then you can hold B and go right to left and change to 999 coins for every level. This is how you get the best ending. And then you just max out everything.
You son of a bitch. I thought that
You thought that I got the
I-
best, the second
I
best
thought you
ending.
just grabbed all the
by-
coins and the treasure. Like,
Legitimately.
No, I sometimes I forgot to do the glitch before I beat the level. But yeah, I 100% beat at least 20 levels with 999 coins. So yes.
funny. Because I saw you
I
had
am
the
so
secret for
disappointed.
the best ending. I was like, oh, you grabbed the treasure? Because like in this game, when I played it, I did try to grab all the treasure. I mean, for the most part, at least for 4 of the worlds. And like I would try to grab all the coins that I could. I would kill enemies to get coins, trying to get the full experience of this game. Then I got to a point where I just said, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Yep,
Nah.
the old shovel knight king of cards.
I mean, it's just gaming in general for me. Nothing to do with.
I
mean,
went full don't care from the start. So I was like, just get me out of here fast. I beat it in one sitting. I was like,
I know, I saw that.
"Ah."
I beat a few. I tried to beat a world and put the game down and do something else. I can't play games for a really long period of time. Even though I do a podcast about gaming and play like 2 games a week, I can't play games for more than an hour at a time where I got to do something.
I have no idea then how you do any of this.
Yeah, this was like a short game, and it still took me like 2 weeks, even though it's only 4.5 hours long.
I wanted to get rid of this as soon as possible.
So I'm assuming you did not go back to any levels to see how they transformed.
What?
No.
What?
They transform?
What?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Vince?
Okay, so do you remember
Corey.
like in the first world when you're like, how the fuck am I supposed to jump up there off of the top of the gate? And you're like, there's definitely something over there to the right, like on like the 3rd or 4th level. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't ask myself any of those questions, Vince.
So definitely. So after you beat, I believe the first world, the tide comes in and floods the first world. So you can like float to a lot of different areas. A treasure chest appears like in level 4, I want to say. A new secret exit appears there. So then you can't access a certain level until you've beaten the first boss. It's kind of like Mega Man X, where like if you beat a certain, you beat the ice boss and it freezes the lava world.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but like literally like more, usually there's more exits and areas you can get to later if you do something later in the world. Yeah, there's like a swimming world in the forest that completely like drains, and now you can go in the bottom areas. Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, they did
So
put a lot in this game.
I mean, this is a game that you play all summer, even though it's a 4.5 hour game. So I definitely got a lot out of it in 1994.
Vince,
But
did you not hear me when I said I wanted to get rid of the game fast? I wanted to go Sonic. Broom, broom. Gotta go fast.
Well, luckily Wario's like half the size of the screen.
I tried to get the treasures. It same works too. You'll have things, you'll find a key and you got to take a key to the locked door and then you can get one of these, so many treasures. Yeah. I did like 2 of them and I'm like, this is too much work. So I don't care.
If you get all the treasures, it's an extra, I believe, either 600,000 or 900,000 coins.
But apparently you don't need to do that, huh, Vince?
Well, so the best ending, you have to get over the max amount of coins. The max amount of coins you could. So okay, we're just jumping in. Throughout the whole game, you're collecting coins, and you're collecting up to 15 treasures hidden in the world. At the end, that informs your ending. So you can get up to 99,999 coins. But if you get 100,000 coins, then you get the best ending. I don't remember the exact counter. Emanuel got, I believe, the birdhouse ending, where he got the cheapest ending, and that's great because he wanted to get out of the game. Mike, you got the tree ending, so Wario lived in a tree. He's buying a house in today's economy, right? And then I ended up with a castle. You get, like, I think a house. And then the final ending, but it requires you to get over the max amount of coins, which you can only do if you get more treasures that go over the 99,000. So I ended up with like 400,000 coins. Or I think I ended up with like 30,000 something coins and then another 60,000 from treasures. So I didn't get over 99,999. That, if I did, I would have gotten a planet. The genie would have given me a planet at the very end with Wario's face on it. That's what you would get to live on, which is pretty cool. I did when I was a kid. There's a level, I found the shortest level in the game, and I cheated. I literally maxed out my coin counter to 99,999 before the $900,000 worth of treasures were, or $90,000 worth of treasures were calculated, in hopes that maybe I would get something better than a planet, and you don't. I learned this for y'all.
Those are the days of no internet, no way to look things up, just And I
pure
was surprised.
pure boredom, just sitting there, walking through a level, the shortest level, pressing select 16 times, counting up to 999 coins. Yep.
But are you sure it wasn't some kid whose uncle worked at Nintendo who knew that there was this extra secret thing in the game?
There's no
Because that was a thing.
Yeah, if it was.
Yeah.
So I also should
That's
say
actually interesting because they bring kind of this concept back to Luigi's Mansion. Then I didn't know that this game had that actually.
Oh, really? Does Luigi's
Like,
Mansion have a coin thing like that?
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion. When you like get the total of the gold that you collected and the treasures and shit from the adventure, you get like a new mansion. Like,
oh, really? That's fun.
Yeah, like depending on how much you. Yeah,
well, you're gonna be able to play it on
like-
Switch too very soon. It's
Are you sure?
Yeah. Luigi's Mansion 1 was on the list.
Is that going to be in America?
Are you sure we're gonna be able to get that?
I mean,
so we're recording on the day that the tariffs have now been rescinded, but who knows?
For 90 days.
What
for
day?
now.
What time did he?
For
he probably-
now.
maybe the first time he rescinded the tariffs, just to be more specific.
No, this isn't the first time. This is the
This
first
isn't the
time.
first time.
And it won't be the last.
Liberation Day. This is the first time since then. No, he's already rescinded them a couple times during all this madness. But yeah,
Fuckeration Day. Yes. Anyways, let us continue.
So I gotta say, we played a ROM. At least I played a ROM hack of this game, which is someone essentially put it in color, like Game Boy Color.
Yep.
I
It looked
really
really
the
good.
ROM hack.
Yeah, I think all the colors were really good. Captain Syrup was she's the boss at the very end who rides the genie. She's a little colored, a little weird, but other than that, like it was beautiful. And considering how much time I clearly spent with this game as a child, I was like, wow, this game looks great. The beach looks incredible.
This game looks good.
Yeah.
This is not a bad. Like this are all good. Even though Mario's fat on the screen, like he doesn't feel like he's taking up too much real estate. Like zero issues with this game. And I'm not a platformer guy. I mean, like a fiend to save states, but I was having a really good time. Like this was a really fun experience.
That's great to hear, and I love how you played now this and Donkey Kong 94, which are like two Nintendo-made platformers from 1994 on the Game Boy, and they couldn't be more different. Even though they also have keys getting into holes, which is interesting. You carry across the map. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that you really like Wario Land
games in general.
Yeah.
What?
No.
Nope, it's Donkey Kong 94, Wario Land 1, and
Hey,
Bug,
I hear that the Keyblade can open any kind of hole.
I like that meme that goes around with Yuffie on the bed. Oh god.
That's exactly the one. Anyways,
there's no Wario memes that I see anymore.
I love memes too.
I haven't seen a Wario meme in a while. Now you mention it. The last one I saw
Wario
was
game that we can get.
Musk dressed up as Wario. That's the last time I've seen a Wario meme.
Yeah, we need a new Wario game so that we can get more memes now. Like now, every meme is gonna be like Donkey Kong and his banana.
I do like that this game is very like they evolved on the land too, which I love. It works well. I mean, this game isn't too long. So Vince, you had mentioned about ice levels. I never got any ice levels in this game.
Yeah, I never got any ice levels either. No.
Oh yeah, it's to the left of World 2.
It never opened up.
Island. It has 6. There's a second level. There's a secret way to get into it. Yeah.
Oh, I did not do that.
It's in according to my player's guide I'm reading right now. There's an arrow of coins that points up. That's where you go.
Oh.
Or there's an arrow of coins? I didn't see that.
It's not a banana.
Yeah, you've got to have Jet Wario, which you guys told me y'all should have Jet Wario.
I kept
switch
Wario's. Depending on what the game gave me, I thought, oh, you want me to use this? Just give me whatever the hell you feel like giving me. There's a dragon soft spot for breathing fire on enemies. I like
the dragon one a little bit. Kind of reminded me of was it Wonder Boy and the Dragon's Trap?
Yeah, that game rules.
Oh, yeah, I can't answer.
That's an incredible game. That is a really good game.
You should play the remake, which is still technically the original game because it has like the toggle on of like the old game and the new game.
I have it on Steam.
That game is incredible. I don't know how that game. I don't even know how that game was so good for the Master System back in the day because it's complete. It feels like it's completely unchanged except for the amazing graphics of the 2017 remake. That's a really good game.
It looked really good. I used the Dragon one at the start before getting the Jet one. Once I got the Jet one, I just forgot about everything.
I kept switching, and then there's the pointy one that lets you stomp his ass down and lets you.
Which that is kind of a precursor to a power-up that you get in one of the later games.
So I
I
kept switching, trying to get as many gold coins as I could in this game because I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna see what I can do, and it wasn't until near the end when I just said, "Fuck it." I liked it though. I mean, I wanted to. I tried to have a good experience for games I play for the show. To have like usually not just a really quick experience, so I can give a good review and a good like feeling for the game. So I was trying. This game's all about collecting money because you're Wario.
Well, if you expect that from me, I'm sorry.
What's the point
to get a better castle.
I guess. Well, for you, we got a birdhouse.
We did laugh at daycare when you get a. We did laugh when we got it. We won and we got a birdhouse because like you beat the genie and the genie's like, I'm gonna grant you a wish. And it's all like silent cartoons and Wario's like, haha, I won. I beat. I think it's pirates. I don't even know. And you.
It's pirates.
It's pirates
syrup.
And you're like.
If you notice, it's like one of those old like 90s westernized Japanese tropes because I think that in the Japanese version it's not syrup, it's like supposed to be like some sort of alcohol beverage or something. It's just like in Musashi, it's the same thing. Like in that game it was also like in Japan it was like alcoholic beverages or something, and over here they changed to like soda and shit because obviously America doesn't do alcohol, right? I mean, well, not the kids.
Puritanical society. Just where is she? I'm trying to see which she was. But
also just in case syrup does not return, at least in 2, 3, or 4 that I know of.
She's in Shake It.
She comes back. Oh, huh?
She's in Wario Land Shake It, which I've never played.
That's the Wii one, right?
Shake It. That's the Wii one.
Okay.
I tried playing that one. There's a GameCube one, but it's not Land. It's called Wario World.
Yeah, by Treasure, and it's not good like a Treasure game is though. Don't be misled.
Oh,
I started it because I did a first strike on both of those games, and I think that Wario World was okay. Shake It, I wanted to keep playing more, but unfortunately the emulation was not great.
I have the disc of that, but I've never played it. I have a hard time with good feel games though, because that's the team that made
I don't want to touch Wii.
Well, it's a 2D platformer, and it looks pretty because it's from the team that made like Yoshi's Woolly World and Kirby's Epic Yarn. But I've never played it.
I hate Wii.
And then we got Anton Blast.
The only game I want to play on the Wii,
according to the Wikia,
is I want to play Crystal Chronicles: My Life as a King, but I haven't tried to emulate it yet.
Crystal Chronicles. Yeah. So
I when I got my Wii, I bought it, and then when my girlfriend left me, she took it with her, and I've never played it since then. I've always thought about I want to play that.
Maybe
I wonder
someday.
how much. I mean, if you have Dolphin Emulator, I can't imagine it's that complex on like needing Wii controls. I bet you could just.
It's not. That's all. I just have put 0 effort into to do it, and I mean 0 effort.
Yeah, there's a way to do it, but it's
in Google. Yeah, I can figure it out. It wouldn't. It was just really so not like a deal.
Like you still haven't done a couple PlayStation games, so come on.
Yeah, that's why it's not on the show. It's not even planned. It's a game I think about. That's all. I think about a lot of games. This was not a game about doing. It would not have happened if it was King Knight. This is the only one on the show because we were playing King Knight, and I mean, the Wario does have the shoulder dash in here, but he can't bounce off anything, so it's not really like King Knight.
It's not the same at all.
It's not going to be the same.
No, I know, but
the shoulder dash. Yeah,
I think this game is like really like I think like ultimately like I don't know how much fun I had playing the platforming. Actually, I thought it was kind of rote. And I remember in my head, I'm like, but there's this train level that's gonna be really dope. And somehow in my head, 30 years later, I'm like, yeah, that train level was really good. It's like in the fourth last world. There's a train level that just like is
good.
Yeah, I know.
It's really good. It's a really good world.
I still like those train levels. I thought were fun as hell especially for a guy who never played this game. I'm like, so I have no nostalgia for this. This is good.
Yeah.
So I don't know, If
I just really like appreciate
deleted.
The ice world was fine. I'm surprised you guys skipped that kind of stuff because I might just be super OCD because every level starts with like course number. It's like course number 1, course number 2, course number 3, course number 4, course number 6, and like where the hell's course number 5? Like, and then it like just jumps. Like you're in the it just skips numbers, and you're like, well,
I didn't pay any attention.
It just skips numbers. It's hilarious.
The only reason I even knew there was an Ice World because you had mentioned it in the chat. So I was like, "Where's the Ice World?"
You
Like,
kept mentioning it, and I was same,
and then I
absolutely.
just never saw care enough to Google it. So,
Which is crazy though for a 1994 video game to have a world that's completely skippable. Like, and not like a special world. You know, it's like it's not like a post game world. It's not super hard. It's just an extra world that you don't have to do and you may completely miss. And then like if I'm on the playground and I'm like, yeah, I beat the game. Like, yeah, that Ice World. You go, that Ice World was cool. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Ice World? And I'm like, oh, I gotta go back home. I gotta find that shit. Like, this is like it's like really, really clever. I mean,
did their uncle work at Nintendo?
I think it's like
Did he tell you about that?
The Ice World, yeah. They had Wario Land 3 days before Nintendo Power came out. But yeah, like I really like the game. Like I like that there's like 2 auto scrolling levels, and one of them is like because there's a lava wall it's like diegetic, like there's a lava wall coming at you. It's not just the game is just choosing to like crush you. And I think that's really cool. That's the level I never ever was able to get the treasure on. I had to enlist my friends in 4th grade to get it for me because I could never get that one. I could never like cross the areas fast enough in that auto-scrolling lava level. And spoiler alert, even in 2025, I can't do it. So that was one of the treasures I missed. But I just love like that kind of cleverness. I love the it's a weirdly advanced game that it saves after every level.
Yeah,
which
that's pretty good for 90.
I can't think of many Game Boy games or NES or Super Nintendo games of that era that could save after every level. Like all Mario games, like saved after like a castle, like every 4 levels. Donkey Kong Country has like a save area with Candy Kong you need to walk to, and this game just auto saves after every level.
I think it auto saves as well in Mario Land 2. I can't remember.
No, Mario Land 2, you have to go to
I almost feel like a
save point.
No,
yes.
You might be right.
No,
Mario Land 2. Mario Land 2.
It's been what? Over 5 years, I think, at this point since we did Mario Land 1 and 2.
I mean, I can tell you who was on the episode. I'm not going to.
Mario Land 2
I know I was.
every episode.
You were too.
It saves after every level.
2020, so 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's right, because I couldn't beat all the bosses, but I would like go and cherry pick levels. That's right. I think it saves your coin counter in Mario Land 2. It definitely in Wario Land 2 saves like your coin counter, and I want to say even your lives, which is really, really crazy for a Game Boy game of this era. I just thought that was really cool and like really novel and nice, like respect of my time. And then and then the weirdest like technology thing that I was not expecting was like when you go from room to room, it remembers what enemies you killed.
Yeah.
And what blocks you destroyed, which is crazy. Impressive. I don't know what kind of it is. I even like opened up blocks and like there'd be like a little heart above it. I would go to another room, go look for something, come back to that room, and the heart would still be on top of that block, which is insane.
I mean, the Game Boy had some
at that time.
Incredible stuff going. I mean, look what they did with Pokemon Gold. They fit a whole nother map on there. Like they could do shit back.
Pokemon Gold does run on original Game Boy, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it runs.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Game Boy Color, I'm pretty sure.
No, it doesn't. It's got a notch. It's got a notch in it.
No, it runs on the original one too.
Oh, never.
Pokemon Crystal was owned Game Boy Color only, but Gold and Silver they could be played on the original Game Boy as well.
Because the original Game Boy had like a
a little notch
color by then. Because they had the little notch that's where the little like on-off switch would go to like hold the cartridge in.
That was weird.
And then they just blacked that out for the Game Boy Color only cartridges. But yeah, crazy.
Yep.
The Game Boy was really advanced for like a 1970s calculator. It was really
somewhere. Kyle finally doesn't know why.
I mean, we're talking about like, and then like meanwhile we're like playing the Switch that's basically an Xbox 360 that was made 20 years ago. It's crazy.
So did this game get re-released at all?
No.
I mean, I don't. Nope. Is it on Virtual Console or whatever NSO?
I don't think so.
Because like what I'm seeing on here,
Wario Land 3 is on the NSO. Maybe Wario Land 2 as well.
Or is on NSO.
I'm checking right now.
I don't think
Googling because I didn't Google. No, okay, you can play it on the Nintendo 3DS. Okay, by the Virtual, and you can play it on the Switch Online. So yeah, it's on Switch now.
Okay.
That's good. I mean, you never know. Nintendo has a habit for getting things exist.
Right. What?
Hell, when we did Donkey Kong 94, remember that?
Yeah, that was crazy. And like, I think finally. Well, I guess Metroid Prime 4 still doesn't have its like immediate predecessor available to play on anything modern. So if you wanted to catch up with this Prime 2 or 3, if you want to catch up on the story, good fucking luck.
Yeah, they only put Metroid Prime Remaster and not 2 and 3. Like
I don't know why they haven't done that.
Because Nintendo, Michael. Nintendo.
I don't buy a lot of Nintendo stuff. I buy it for my Switch. Other than the shit from Nintendo.
Unfortunately, I like too many Nintendo things, even though I don't like Nintendo as a whole.
I don't play new games.
To be fair, I don't like any of these. I don't like any of these companies anymore. As a whole, to be honest, they are all equally shitty, in my opinion.
Yes,
they are all doing very badly in every front.
Corporations don't like you. What?
Who would have thought?
I never understand why people defend corporations.
Same reason why people defend politics and politicians.
Yeah.
But let's not get over there. Let's keep talking about the
So Wario Land 1 and 2 are not available on NSO just yet.
But so it's just Wario Land 3. Okay.
And 4 just got added in
this
the
game.
last few months.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
And Wario Blast is also not available, but that's another story for another time.
Is that a Super Nintendo game?
No, Wario Blast is
basically
it's a reskinned Bomberman game with where they added Wario into. They basically just made Bomberman, and then they put Wario's sprite in it, and you could pick between being Wario or Bomberman. And it was also in '94. Yeah, I mean, did it make me interested in Bomberman?
What was the Wario?
It's crazy, and it's like I did a video. I did a video on this. Like, also, like, he's like a magician who's like trying to steal magic wands and shit, like in Wario's Woods. Like here, he's just before they like settled on like the codified, like he just wants money, which is the funniest fucking ending I think to this game. We already talked about like the secret ending, but my favorite ending part of this ending is that Wario, he wins, he gets a golden statue of Princess Peach from the genie, and then you're like,
and then Mario just goes and swoops it.
He comes in a little biplane from Mario Land 1 and like laughs at you and then steals your Princess Peach statue, which looked great in this colorized ROM hack, I'll say. And it feels so much like Donkey Kong Jr., where I'm like, oh, fuck Mario, he sucks. He's the villain of this game.
God, now that you mentioned that, I always listen to Double Toasted podcast, which they just do on Twitch. And the host there, who is Corey Coleman, he was saying that he wants a Donkey Kong movie where Mario's the villain, because he's always seen that Mario is the villain because Mario kidnaps Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong Jr. has to come after his father, so he's the villain, so he wants that. And it's like, okay.
That would be amazing. I remember reading players guys like about like reading like histories of Mario, and I want Donkey Kong Jr. 97 so bad, where Mario's the villain. I want that so bad, and like that would be the coolest game. I don't think I'm gonna get it. Donkey Kong Jr. 27. That's what I'm holding out for.
I don't think you're getting that.
Or Donkey Kong Maker. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna get Wario Maker either.
It's a realistic one there.
Just settle for Red Faction Gorilla.
Red Faction Gorilla, yeah.
Hey, AKA Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Bonanza, yeah, which supposedly is a prequel because Donkey Kong is a minor. But it's gonna.
So supposedly in this game
they're huge.
Simple.
They're visually all really
and
they're all very simple, and they feel like Mario Land too.
In typical Mario fashion, hit them 3 times and they're dead.
Except for the final, of course. Take like 6.
Oh yeah, that fucker took like a while.
And you had to remember to throw the genie lamp so it like landed right side up.
And I did not like that.
It's such a cool game.
No, I didn't either.
The one aspect that does kind of translate to Wario Land 2 and 3 is, I don't know if Mike, if you remember, in some of the levels, you didn't just go through the exit. There were like cubes, exclamation point cubes that you had to hit, and that would like shift the world map. So that happens a lot in Wario Land 2 and 3, especially in 3, where you have to like shift the map a lot to actually like get different versions of a stage and get to what Vince was saying with the ice zone of like going through another exit and stuff like that.
Does that game have day and night cycles?
Yes, it also has night and day cycles. Yeah,
that'll be fun.
Active, but it's really good. Wario Land 3 is my favorite one, and I really love it.
I looked them all up, and they're all like less than 7 hours.
Oh, I saw.
Like they should be.
They're all very good.
Wario Land 3 is fairly short.
Yeah, I want to play that. I think I want to play all of these again. It's weird to me because this game, like, as I didn't like Wario Land 2 that much when it came out, and it feels very similar to like how Kirby was for me. Is that like I played Kirby 1 and it was very basic. He didn't even have the copy abilities. Like what made Kirby interesting wasn't in that first game, but I played it to death
not at all.
and loved it. So by the time I got to Kirby's Adventure and Kirby's Dream Land 2, where he has the copy abilities, I'm like, what is this? This isn't the Kirby I know. And it's very weird to me, but like clearly it's the exact same trajectory where like Wario is very much Wario Land is like very much like a basic platform. I think although good, and then it gets really interesting at 2 and 3, and then it's not like 1. So I'm sure Emmanuel, the way if you like 2 and 3, this is a very dull game to you.
It is. It
no,
was. That's why I wanted to get it out of it because it was not how because again, I grew up with 2, maybe 2. I definitely grew up with 3, and I played 4 as well. And even though 4 is a little bit more similar to 1, you know, it comes back to having in that one you have health, right? You don't.
Yeah, I believe that's true.
Yeah, and there is like a timer at the end of each stage because you have to escape the stage and stuff like that. Like, you know, for me, 3 is like the one because that's the one that I played the most as a kid. So, you know, reverting back to like this to more traditional Mario-ish is like weird to me. It's just like what you just said with Kirby. I grew up with like my first Kirby game. Well, if we don't count goddamn Kirby Tilt Tumble, fuck that game. My actual first Kirby game was Nightmare in Dreamland for the GBA. Nice. You know, having like copy abilities and all that jazz, and then when we did the episode on Kirby's Dreamland 1 and 2, which in the first game you don't have the copy abilities, it's like this isn't Kirby. It's so fucking strange when you play like later games in a series and then go back to like the first one where things weren't exactly the same. It's weird. It's always very weird.
You want to try to play stuff in order of a series if you can, if it's brand new to you, so that way you don't get ruined because it will affect people. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it has a. We did Infamous 1. Go look that episode up. Somebody complained a lot because they had played Infamous Second Son. So.
I'd once tried a podcast and it didn't get very much like about 3 or 4 episodes, was doing the first and last entries in a series to see like what was actually here at number 1, like Super Mario Kart, like there's a surprising amount of Super Mario Kart 1 in Mario Kart 8. Like you're like, oh really? They had this that early? That's crazy. So like that's sometimes fun to like compare like the most recent and the.
But you can't get upset about it.
One. No, you're just like,
some people get upset.
Wow, they yeah, because Kirby 1 and this one are very basic, and I don't think are nearly as there's touches of like, oh, you can see where they're going with this, or you can see how like this game is rebelling against Mario Land 2 because it's not the A team of Nintendo, they're the Game Boy people, and then they're going to end up making WarioWare, and you can very much tell this team is about to make WarioWare because they do not give a fuck about like being normal.
Oh, that's my first Wario game ever. Is WarioWare?
Yeah, WarioWare.
That was the first time I ever played.
Oh, the DS one? Okay, all right.
That was my first.
Man, I've never gotten and don't like the WarioWare games. I'm gotta be very honest.
You gotta be in the right place in your life.
I started with the game. Yeah,
the right place.
The right place in your life.
I just don't like whole mini game shenanigans thing. You know, that's not my thing.
I just got a DS for cheap off a buddy of mine for $60. He wanted to buy a guitar, and I just went and picked up a couple games. Nice. Yeah, it was dirt cheap for a launch model. I got the GameCube one right as my Circuit City was closing. So I got it for like $30. It was amazing, and that was fun because it was a fun party game. But yeah, like you can tell, they want to be gross and they want to be disgusting, and they're not fully there yet. But they're definitely like playing with a lot of the Mario canon here, and I feel like this like definitely cut them loose from Mario. So I mean, I think it's a fun game. I enjoyed it. The train levels were dope. But I'd really rather go play 2 and 3 and find out what's up with those more so. That might happen, maybe who knows when. But I'm curious now, so that's saying something. Yeah. For the first time in my life, I actually care about Wario Land. So that's
first time in my life, I actually care. Stop.
It is. I've never. This is just a game series I didn't know anything about. It really like it had no. Yeah, there's nothing. There wasn't anything there yet because I never experienced it.
Yeah,
that's all. So I mean. I knew of it, but if you don't play a series, you're not gonna be as interested in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not in the pantheon of like the top 5 Game Boy games, but I feel like it's in the discussion.
I liked it. I mean, I had a good time. Like we're about to go to Shelf Stacker Box anyway here shortly, but yeah, I have no qualms. Like it's just one of those things I never really thought much about until we play King Knight. And you're like, hey, let's do the first Wario Land. I'm like, all right, an excuse to finally play a game that's been on my to-do list for like over a decade. Sure.
Yeah, but now we got to do Wario Land 2 because that's what we actually wanted you to do.
Oh, that was the one. Oops, sorry.
I mean, that's the one I wanted to actually do. Like, again, I was kind of under the assumption that this might be a little bit leaning more towards Wario Land 2, but no, this leans more towards Super Mario Land 2. So it
really does
more, which is more like traditional Mario-ish, like.
Yeah, this is a very much more traditional Mario game. I'm watching that penguin battle that I missed. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I like that.
I like how Vince even mentioned the penguin battle earlier, and we were like,
I'm like, what is
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but okay, keep going, man.
And then there's bonus stages when you finish the money, or you can do cheating. I don't need to.
I kept going. I didn't go into any of those shits.
Because the hearts,
I was trying to get all the gold.
Unlike coins in normal Mario games, it's 99 hearts give you an extra life, is what it does.
Which is fine.
Yeah. I did use save states, but I honestly did not have to go back to them very often at all. There was like a couple spots where I got stuck, but most of the time I was just breezing through this game. This game is also very generous with checkpoints. There's like a pay checkpoint in the middle of every level.
I didn't want to lose the jet cap, so rewind it was.
That's funny.
I paid them, but I never used them because I never died.
I had to be honest. I did pay them, even though I was still safe stating.
I paid them just because it felt like I was like, oh, I wonder if anything will happen from doing this.
Yeah,
not really. All right, should we go to Shelf Stacker Box?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna go first. I'll put this on the shelf. I had a great time. You got me to play something that I had zero expectations in, and I walked away. Had a really great time. Beat it in a couple days. Good. Fun. Playing on my Steam Deck. The way when Game Boy games do not look right on a Steam Deck, but that's neither here nor there. But I know, really good. I really enjoyed it. Really glad that finally something that's on the show. And we need more Mario games. I do very, very few Mario games on the show for some reason.
Really?
Oh, this is a Wario game, sir.
It has Mario in the title.
That's also a crazy thing.
That's true.
That's crazy.
That's true.
The title. It's still, I love it and hate it.
It's just like Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, doesn't make any sense. What are we doing here?
I mean, Mario shut
more
up
of
just for your fun.
Stuff. I think that's really what it is. You just needed to connect. So, and Vincent, what about you?
I really like this, but I'm going to put this on the stack. It's not a top 10 Game Boy game for me, but I really do enjoy it. I'm glad I had a good time with it. I feel like some of the level design is pretty dull. Like, quite honestly, I think there's a lot of clever things it's doing. I really like the lava auto-scrolling level. I love that train level. I like the boss fights. I like the visual design. But I just don't think the level design is particularly clever. So I don't love this game. And the puzzles are all pretty simple. Probably because I've just been playing Nintendo puzzles for 35 years. So I'm going to keep it on the stack. But I did very much enjoy it, and it does make me want to play all the other Wario games, which I've never really ever dug into other than 2. I'm really excited to dig into 2.
We'll do it.
3.
I don't know how soon, but we'll do it. Yeah. I'm going to try to put a little bit of time in between them.
Yeah, and my if you buy an Amber, Nick, which may be a little tough with tariffs these days, a lot of them come preloaded with Virtual Boy Wario Land, which you can play totally fine without the stereoscopic 3D, and that's only 2.5 hours long, and it's a lot very similar to this game. So go check that out too while you're at it. And Daniel's like, I'm good. Pass.
No, I can guarantee you, if we talk about that one, he won't be around. So
nope.
Yeah.
That's a mini. It's like Wario Land, but more.
And Emanuel.
Yeah, box. Put it in the box.
Mail it away. Get this out of my eBay.
Yeah. I mean, the box is symbolism of I don't want to play this ever again, and this is one of those games because again, Wario Land 2, but it's specifically 3 is just one of my favorite Game Boy games of all time, and it's so vastly different from this one. That one, it does have a lot of it doesn't rely on this whole traditional way of Mario, like Vince said, you get splattered and you get like into a smaller form. Spoilers, you get turned into a vampire or like by a vampire or whatever. And it's like it is more of like puzzle solving in a way. Like you never die. Nothing that hurts you like actually kills you. You never die actually in the game. It's just more of like it's either an inconvenience depending on the stage or a way to move forward. And you won't know until you actually experiment with it. And just Wario Land 3 is just brilliant in my opinion. It's like one of my favorites, like I said. So going back to like something so rudimentary, like this one, and it doesn't necessarily have. Maybe it's because I have a lot of nostalgia for Super Mario Land 2, and not necessarily this one. Like it doesn't have that same charm, in my opinion, as Super Mario Land 2. Like that one, it was, you had those differing levels and side paths and stuff. And I don't know, maybe it's nostalgia talking of why I like Super Mario Land 2 at the end of the day.
That's fine.
I think it controls a little better too.
Yes, I think it could also be that. But yeah, this one just goes in the box. I don't ever want to play this again. It's just like Super Mario Land 1. I never want to play that again either. Or Kirby 1 or Mega Man 1. There's a lot of ones.
I started playing Kirby 1 this morning. The colorized ROM hack. I'm like, this is delightful. I'm already through World 2. It's going to take me 12 minutes.
There's a lot of ones I don't want to play ever again.
I love the music in Mario Land 1 also. I think that music just hypes me up. I think the medley in the credits is incredible. So here we go. But I agree with you in principle. That is a weird game, especially when you get to like the Easter Island world.
All right. I guess just go to plugs. And Vince, where can people find you at?
You can find me on the Some of My Friends Read Comics podcast. It's a podcast where we read like comics that are historically relevant. So we have covered stuff, like the death of Gwen Stacy or Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. We most recently covered Rob Liefeld's Captain America, April Fool's Month. So we decided to cover historically bad comics. That's the one where Captain America has like a size like 46 triple D chest. It's if you know it, you've seen it. But we've never read the comics, so I was very interested to see like what's the deal with this comic.
Are you still interested?
No, of course not.
Okay.
Peek behind the curtain. I haven't recorded it yet, but it'll come out before this episode. Okay. But I opened up the first 3 pages and I got to see him repeating panels, and I'm like, oh, good lord, this is gonna be a disaster. So
hey, he has to repeat panels. He can only draw so fast. He gets the feet and he's stuck.
He's got to spend time on the other art. Yeah, so come check us out at Some of My Friends Read Comics. Find out more about Captain America by Rob Liefeld. It'll be fun.
All right, and Emanuel.
Hey, sometimes maybe over at twitch.tv/Commander. Haven't been streaming the past couple of weeks, months. I don't know when the last time I streamed was, but maybe eventually I'll come back. Who knows?
All right. And if you enjoyed this episode, over 750 other episodes of this podcast, you can find everything.
Including all the ones that we mentioned in this episode, by the way.
Yeah, we mentioned a bunch. All the Mario stuff will be in the show notes. You can click right on that and go right to those episodes and download those. Please do, if you heard them before, a new device, do it for me. So check those out. If you want to support the show, we do it. Patreon, Little Dog, vote in our Patreon poll. We have 1 to 2 polls a month, so great way to support the show, and you get to affect the show. If you want to be on the show, if you want to suggest things for the show, join our Discord. It's free. That's how or just lurk. I don't care. Just join. Please, make the number go up. But that's where I ask for people to join the show. That's where I ask for, I don't ask, but I take suggestions that I will eventually get to someday. So please go to that.
Maybe someday.
I have a huge list, and I've done some. I'm trying to do some of them as they come up, but it's hard. Because I don't want to. I just want to do what I want to do. And I do that. But I'm trying. I'm trying to take people's suggestions. Like, like this. This is a suggestion, not in the Discord, but it was a suggestion. So, all right. And want to give a shot at my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Elena. Hell has fear. You can follow her on TikTok and Instagram. Definitely go check her out. And check out A Gamer Looks at 40 with Bill Tucker. He's talking Final Fantasy. And check out an absolutely the best podcast of Work in Progress. He talks the MCU and MCU adjacent movies. So definitely go check out his podcast also. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only. Rate and review for Get Your Podcast. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Wow.